An 11-year-old has been found dead at Fleurhof today. The boy went missing yesterday afternoon. According to reports, the child went to school yesterday but didn't return home. However, security guards say they saw the boy being dropped off by his transport. Well, SABC News reporter Calvin Dludla is joining us now live from the scene. Calvin, you've been talking to family and police. Just give us the latest, please.
Good afternoon to you and to our SABC viewers at home. Yes, we are still here at Fleurhof. That is where an 11-year-old boy was found dead. Today we were told that he went missing yesterday. But let me introduce Aldain. Aldain is the uncle of the boy. Thank you very much for allowing SABC your time during this difficult time. Indeed, thank you very much. Now, you were explaining to us from A to Z on what happened. Can you just, for the viewers' benefit, explain to us? We are told now that a white caravella dropped the child and the child went inside this complex, and that is where he went missing.
Thank you, Calvin, and thank you to the viewers of SABC. Yeah, that is correct. So the boy did arrive at around 3:30 after school. He was dropped off at the complex. He was seen entering the complex by the security detail of the complex, and thereafter went missing. He went missing for approximately 8 to 9 hours, and his body was then discovered, gruesomely discovered, I should say, laying on the stairs just outside his house.
You told me when we were there on that staircase that it seems as if someone was trying to drag him to the upper complex.
Yes, that is correct. So from the place where his body was laying to the first flight of stairs where they found his body, it seems that he was dragged because he was found having no clothes on. You know, he returned from school with a full school uniform and then was discovered with just his underpants left.
Now, you told us that where he was dropped is not far from where his mother lives. It seems as if maybe one would say they were dragging him, they wanted to drop him next to where his mother lived.
That is correct. From where he was dropped, if you just open his mom's door of her flat, you would have seen him. It's just unfortunate that she wasn't at home at the time because she hadn't slept trying to find her son.
Are you confirming that he was beaten? I heard some of the community members here saying that he was beaten.
Yes, that is correct. His body was discovered with a lot of lacerations on his head, his neck and his throat. I don't want to get into graphic details, but he was found in a very bad state.
It's a gruesome discovery, especially for family.
100%. You know, it's heartbreaking for a young man who was so innocent in grade 5 to be discovered in that way.
Now, police officials are here. I see now there's even a top brass of the South African Police Service, including their communicators. What are they saying to their family?
So they're also trying to discover the details and the events that led up to this gruesome discovery. Like I said, I am also part of the private sector, and because of the connections and the links we have with the Business Against Crime and the E2 community, we managed to get the top brass out to give us the answers, as well as give the community the answers they're looking for.
How is the mother?
She's in a devastated state at the moment. She is still at the hospital, trying to get the answers and waiting for the forensic autopsy to be done on her son.
Let's talk about the rate of crime in this area. I see you are from a security company and you patrol around this area. The rate of crime in this area?
So the rate of crime in the area has significantly dropped due to the community forums, being proactive within the area. However, the crime rate is still high, and it's not a cliche that we see such things happening. Just that it happened to one of our own, and it hit home very hard for us. Just me personally trying to be there for the mom is very difficult at this point.
I know it might be too early for this question, but maybe you as a family, you do need psychological help on this.
Definitely. The state that his body was found in, I think everybody in the family and everybody who was here from the time he got picked up to the time he was transported to the hospital is going to need psychological treatment.
Thank you very much. Let me not keep you for long.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was the uncle of the boy explaining the gruesome discovery. I have to say that police officials now are here. I've spotted Colonel Mavela Masondo, one of the spokespeople from the South African Police Service. We will try to engage them so that we can be able to hear more on what transpired here. I can tell you now that he is being briefed by the station commander on what happened, so we will try to solicit a comment. I can say though that the community members here were not happy about the conduct of the South African Police Service members. They told us that they did not do enough investigations. They are saying that there are a lot of dustbins here. They did not search those dustbins. They did not knock in any door here, so they are saying that they just left. So those are some of the questions that we will pose to Colonel Mavela from the South African Police Service. But now I can confirm now that an 11-year-old boy came from school yesterday, and according to security officials here, he did manage to get inside the complex and the gate was closed, we are told. But unfortunately for the young boy, he didn't manage to get inside his mom's place. Now, the gentleman that I was talking to here is saying that it's highly possible that someone was following him or someone was inside this complex and they managed to drag him and he was severely beaten to death. But we don't have much information on that. We will wait for the investigations to continue, and we will hear in no time from the members of the South African Police Service.
Right, Calvin Dludla, thank you so much for that update. Of course, a devastating story there in Fleurhof. An 11-year-old boy has been found dead in that area in Johannesburg.